As part of his working visit to the United States of America, the President of Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelenskyy, held a meeting with the leader of the Democratic Party in the Senate, Chuck Schumer, the leader of the Republican Party in the Senate, Mitch McConnell, and senators in the U.S. Congress. Good afternoon, this is Henry Keane on UATV English, giving you some hard truth in easy terms for the whole free world directly from Ukraine. The President informed the senators about military tasks for the medium term. He emphasized that Ukraine will put pressure on the aggressor next year, so support from the United States is critical. In particular, the need for long-range weapons was emphasized. It was also about the importance of strengthening Ukraine's air defense to reduce Russia's capabilities in the air and protect civilians as well as critical and grain infrastructure. As President Zelenskyy noted, the protection of Ukrainian cities is essential for the return of people, the growth of the economy, and the speedy achievement of economic independence. The head of state also noted the Ukrainian economy grew by 5%, even in war conditions this year.
We stand firm. No matter what Putin tries, he hasn't won any victories. Thanks to Ukraine's success in defense, other European nations are safe from the Russian aggression, unlike in the past. Ukraine can now tackle the Russian dictatorship, so our children and other nations won't have to shed their blood and sacrifice lives defending against Russian aggression. We've already made significant progress. We've shown that our courage and partnership are stronger than any Russian hostility.
The American people can be and should be incredibly proud of the part they played in supporting Ukraine's success. We'll continue to supply Ukraine with critical weapons and equipment as long as we can, including $200 million I just approved today in a critical needed equipment, additional air defense interceptors, artillery, and ammunition. But without supplemental funding, we're rapidly coming to an end of our ability to help Ukraine respond to the urgent operational demands that it has. Putin is banking on the United States failing to deliver for Ukraine. We must prove him wrong.
The senators asked questions, of course, and answering, the president spoke about protecting the alternative grain corridor created by Ukraine against Russia's attempts to disrupt civil shipping and the growth of transportation volumes. Zelenskyy emphasized that Ukraine has fulfilled all its obligations to International Monetary Fund and the European Commission. The head of state noted that he would continue the resolute fight against corruption and work on significantly strengthening the anti-corruption infrastructure. American media noted that despite Zelenskyy's oratorical talent and personal meetings with congressmen, his visit did not seem to have a significant impact on the internal political discord in the United States. In easy terms, the whole point is not about Ukraine at all. It is that Republicans are demanding concessions from Biden on the issue of Mexican border security before voting to support Ukraine. Meanwhile, as political rights, national security experts inside and outside the Biden administration have expressed concerns that even a temporary withdrawal of aid to Ukraine would not only embolden Putin, but also damage U.S. relations with other important allies that rely on American aid, formerly to Taiwan. They worry that the consequences of short-term failure to support Ukraine immediately in the United States also will be immediate, prompting Russia to intensify its bombing of Ukrainian cities in an effort to overwhelm air defense and deplete its missiles defense reserves. Well, there we go. That's life. We were bombed tonight. Me and my girlfriend slept in a bathroom because that is the safest place in the house when city is under missile attack. It was okay. All went well. Me and my girlfriend can't wait. All of Ukraine can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, senators, after all, every cloud has a silver lining, right? If American troops would have had to intervene in this war, neither President Zelenskyy, nor Ukraine, nor me and my girlfriend would be held accountable for that, right? Last night, Russia once again attacked Ukrainians with ballistic missiles and drones. Ukrainian air defense downed all targets. Unfortunately, as a result of the fall of downed missile debris, 53 people were injured. For the second time in a row in a week, Russia attacked Kyiv with ballistic missiles. The enemy is deliberately terrorizing the Ukrainian capital, that is his clear message to the American Senate, if you will. Hey guys, I, says Putin, will keep on killing Ukrainians while you are stuck in procedural voting. So I'm good, you are good, all seems to be good.
We keep working to enhance our capabilities, and we have powerful new agreements. We are working to expedite their implementation. President Biden and I just agreed to work on increasing the number of air defense systems in Ukraine, and the terrorist state demonstrated how critical this decision is. Each additional system and missile is vital for Ukraine, our cities and our people. They are saving lives. Volodymyr Zelenskyy, President of Ukraine, on social network X, formerly Twitter.
But what is really good is that Ukraine's air defense worked perfectly, downing all enemy air targets. The skill of our guardian angels is impressive. This night, air defense forces saved hundreds of lives. Yes, unfortunately, there are losses due to falling debris, but the damage caused is much less than if the missiles would have reached the targets set by Russian enemy. Despite the brilliant achievement of the air defense, Ukraine cannot feel safe. Russia is constantly increasing the capacity of attacks, so we must build up the air defense capabilities as soon as possible. There can never be enough modern air defense systems. Ukraine counts on the assistance of partners in arming the armed forces of Ukraine with additional units this winter. Now it is time for some harmony, I mean literally. And here I am in body and in spirit, also Ukrainian composer Mykola Leontovich. Today we celebrate the 146th anniversary of his birth. You may not have heard of him, but you certainly have heard his music, maybe somewhere in Carnegie Hall. Merry, Merry, Merry Christmas. Yes, he is the author of the well-known song Carol of the Bells in the English version. Now it is a symbol of the new year almost all over the world, and its author is Ukrainian Mykola Leontovich, a composer, an Ukrainian, who was killed by the Russians. A Red Army officer came to his father's house and asked to spend the night in the middle of a cold winter night, and then, in a usual Russian manner, simply killed the composer and robbed the house. Continuing the old Russian habit and tradition of covering their crimes, the reports in which the circumstances of Leontovich's death were made confidential and all the details became known only in the late 1990s. The authorities of the USSR, or rather said Russian authorities, tried to hide the involvement in the murder. Whatever, we Ukrainians know that Russia has always tried to suppress everything Ukrainian. As simple as that. It is always a lie, always a murder, always a treacherous behavior, and always a war. During the time of the Russian Empire and the Soviet Union, there were dozens of decrees banning or restricting the Ukrainian language in all sorts of ways. These days, the absurd has been taken to a new level. The Kremlin dares to declare that the Ukrainian language just does not exist at all. Well, here is in Alexander Kirsteins, a member of Sejm, the Parliament of Republic of Latvia, wrote, "There is no Russian nation and the Russian language is a dialect that arose when Mongol Tatars tried to speak Ukrainian." But it does not really matter if Mr. Kirsteins putting it right or not. The fact is undeniable. Russia has tried either to suppress Ukrainian culture or simply to appropriate it. To steal, yes. Think of Mykola Gogol, Ivan Aivazovsky, or Ilya Repin. They were all born in Ukraine. They all were and are Ukrainian creators. However, go ask any somewhat educated person in the world what culture they represent, and they will tell you Russian. How come Ilya Repin, who painted Ukrainian villages and Cossacks, is and was Russian? Is it possible that Gogol is and was Russian, a writer who described solely Ukrainian life, the greatness and the power of the Dnieper River, or the life of the Cossacks? How is that? And here is how. Talented Ukrainians in Tsarist Russia had only two options: to imitate a Russian or to fade into oblivion or in exile, as was the case with Taras Shevchenko, for example. The Russians tried to win over not only the people of Ukraine. Since the 18th century, the majority of archaeological finds on the territory of Ukraine were simply stolen and taken to St. Petersburg or Moscow, the wall that was the same easily presented as part of the history of Russia, not Ukraine. That's what they wanted to do with Scythian gold in the Crimea. However, we still managed to not let it happen and return it thanks to the help of our partners and allies. One could still say that in the USSR, Ukrainian creators became freer. But that only means that the one speaking was never actually a Ukrainian creator in the USSR. The best of the Ukrainian nation, the Ukrainian intelligentsia, was simply destroyed in the 1930s. Hunger, hardest, inhumane labor in Gulag prison camps, persecution. We even have that special concept of executed renaissance for them. We in Ukraine mean those people of cultural recreation who were murdered and tortured to death by Soviet special forces. These are people who could have developed Ukrainian and world culture, but instead became just another victim in the list of Ukrainians destroyed by Russia. Only imagine what Ukrainians could do if our compatriots would have had a chance to create something as beautiful and as eternal as Carol of the Bells. It was me, Henry Keane, on UATV English, hoping to give you the hard truth in easy enough terms on a daily wrap-up today. Comment, like and subscribe. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters a lot to us. Please stay safe and please be ready for more. See you very soon.